We all know that honey is naturally sweet and tastes great on our morning toast. But did you know that honey actually helps to trap moisture and keep baked goods and foods fresher longer? I'm Chef David Guas, and I want to share with you how using honey helps to maximize moisture. I use honey in a lot of my baked goods, and if your baking is gluten-free, honey helps to really balance the bitterness that's often found in some of the wheat flour alternatives, and actually adds extra moisture to keep it from drying out. One great example of how honey helps to trap the moisture is in my blueberry muffin. Let's go ahead and get started with our crumble. We've got a little bit of room temperature butter here. We're going to add this to the bowl of our mixer. Then our sugar. A little bit of our vanilla. I'm going to go ahead and lower the head on the mixer. And on a nice low speed, steadily increasing the speed, I'm going to go ahead and cream the sugar with the butter. Just going to beat a little bit of air in there, get it nice and light and fluffy. At this point, we go ahead and lower the mixer. Add our honey. An important step to this is actually to scrape down the sides of your bowl to ensure that we have a nice even mix. We're going to add all of our flour at one time. Then don't forget our salt. Go ahead and mix this on a low speed, not bringing it fully together. You want it to still resemble a little bit of dry sand. Go ahead and lift the head of our mixer. You can still see that we have some of the flour lingering around, and that's actually what we want. And that's going to be our crumble. Go ahead and transfer this to an airtight container. Seal it up. We're going to refrigerate it for 30 minutes. Now we're going to go ahead and get started on our muffin batter. We've already added our butter and our sugar to our mixing bowl. At this point, we're going to add a little bit of our vanilla. Then our eggs, one at a time. You really want to make sure that each egg has an opportunity to combine with all the other ingredients before adding the second one. And once that second egg is nice and incorporated, we're going to go ahead and add our honey. That is the secret to trapping the moisture. Now we're going to go ahead and add our milk. We're going to let that sort of catch up, and once that milk incorporates into the rest of the mix, we'll go ahead and add our flour. But first we're going to add our baking powder and our salt. Can't forget the salt. I'm going to go ahead and raise the mixing head and add all of our dry ingredients one time. And this is where it's really important not to overmix the batter. So just before it all comes together, we're going to go ahead and stop it so that we can add the blueberries by hand using a rubber spatula. And it just takes a second. We're going to go ahead and add our fresh blueberries. And then we're just going to gently fold all those ingredients together, not to crush the blueberries too much, and just until that batter comes together. Now we're going to go ahead and portion our muffins. I want to make sure the batter is filled 3/4 of the way into the pan. We're ready for our crumble. It's been refrigerating for 30 minutes. Now just using a spoon, we're going to sprinkle this directly over the top of the raw muffin batter. It's about a tablespoon and a half of the crumble on each muffin. Now remember, there's honey in both the crumble and in the batter, so it's really going to help to seal in the moisture of the muffin itself and add a nice flavor profile to the crumble. Now they're ready for the oven. It's set at 350. We're going to give them about 30 minutes. Our muffins are out of the oven and cooled. You can see what the honey's done to the color of the muffins, giving it a beautiful amber color. What you can't see is that the honey has actually helped to trap and seal the moisture, leaving you with a beautiful tender muffin. Now this works really well not just in your baked goods, but in using it in brines and marinades for poultry and other meats, like our grilled chicken breast. For these recipes and more, visit honey.com.